What do you think was the cause root of the problem that led to the environment that we have today, or problems in this case?
Yeah, so it's two things. It's feminism and it's the rise of social media. So starters for feminism. It's no secret that feminism teaches women to be rough around the edges, very masculine, very aggressive, and overall just kind of harbor a distrust and I dare say a generalized hatred towards men in their hearts. So men don't start off as neutral in the woman's book. They already start off, the hashtag men are trash, men are garbage. If you ever get on TikTok, it's all these women, complaining men are garbage, men suck, this and that. And then partially also because of feminism, but partially also because of the rise of social media. Let's take Jenny in the early 90s or Jenny in the early 2000s. Jenny was pretty. Jenny would go to work. She may get hit on by the same pathetic schlubs in her little office job, selling insurance or whatever. Then Jenny might go to the gym and go home. She'll go on the weekends in her little town of Pittsburgh. She may get some of the better guys in her suburb near Pittsburgh, guys who earned 180K. And she was comparing what she deserves, those little local guys in Pittsburgh. Okay, that was Jenny in the 90s. Now Jenny on social media, oh my God, in 2024, the modern day version of Jenny, bro, she is getting blown up on every social media platform possible. Instagram, Bumble, Hinge. She's, guys in Dubai, celebrities,
green.
athletes, things like that.
Yeah.
And because they're getting this constant validation, their standards are just absolutely comically, it's actually quite funny how high their standards are. So it'd be those two things: the general hatred that they're taught from feminism and just the bombardment of free, easy validation from social media and dating apps. I would say are the two reasons why modern dating is so messed up.
Just your point. The absence of fathers in the household, bro. They're taught to hate men from the very beginning. So you know what, nowadays, I mentioned this on other podcasts, girls nowadays are selling to men the cat as a prerequisite because you know what? Men are beneath me. If you want this cat so bad, pay me for it. That's the reality of nowadays, bro. And it's scary because that is what they feel about men. They hate men generally.
Now, so we've identified two of the root causes here with feminism and the rise of social media, etc. And Casey, you've been all over the world. I think right now you're in a certain continent far away. I don't want to say unless you want to actually tell the people where you're at.
He's black now.
So we see that feminism, social media, etc. It's kind of corrupting younger women, etc., and they tend to be the most attractive. What is the biggest differences you've noticed when it comes to these two problems of feminism and social media? What is the biggest differences when you go abroad and go to these other countries?
Like Colombia,
versus
Brazil.
the United States and the West?
Yeah, I'll say it. I'm in Africa. I'm in Kenya. I'm out here deep. I'm not your little sister's passport bro that, went south to Mexico or took a little trip to Medellin where all the other people go. So yeah, I'm out here deep. And sorry, the question was, what's the biggest difference between
how have these two factors that have affected dating in the West, feminism, etc., how have they impacted the countries that are not Western abroad?
Yeah.
Or if any. What's the differences?
Yeah, so feminism exists. America sets the trend. Everybody follows in America's footsteps with literally everything, all the cultural movements, all the, let's say, medical movements and the medical rules, if you get what I'm trying to insinuate at. So America sets the standard in a lot of things, and feminism is one of them. It just doesn't go nearly as far. Feminism goes towards more what I would call the, acceptable levels of, women are more than just baby factories that are just the slave of the man and can never have an opinion. That women should have the right to speak up. Women should have, if they want to work. I don't necessarily think it's a great idea for women to have a hardcore grueling 9 to 5, but whatever. That's more the feminism overseas, is that if the woman wants to work but doesn't go into this thing of like women should be more masculine and dominate over the man, and all men are trash, and this generalized hatred of men. Women still like men overseas. This is kind of like there's an expression: a high tide raises all boats. So some people think that, and this is a common misconception with passport bros, that the second you go overseas and you're a 5'11", average looking white guy with blue eyes, they all line up for you. The 3s and the 4s do, not the beautiful girls that I'll show in a second to kind of like show receipts, not to brag or anything, but I guess to show some type of authority and convince you why you should listen to me. I'll show some receipts, but yeah, I mean they're not. They're not taught to hate men, and they're also a lot less superficial, and they are just more open to dating a guy that where the chemistry and the connection is good, charisma, things like that. But I will say, there's one thing that is universal, which is the money. Unfortunately, in most places, there may be some exceptions. I've been to like 25 countries, maybe 75 cities, but at the end of the day, from what I've seen, all the truly beautiful girls, the ones that I go after, they are monetizing their looks. So it's not like you get a passport and they all line up for you and they're all perfect and they're all well behaved and they never cheat and any guy has a chance. It's still a challenge over here. It's just they're just more pleasant, they're more feminine, and yeah, it's overall just a lot better. They treat you better.
Would you say in the United States, right, it's tough to just kind of get the girl on a date? We know the flake rate, right, is ridiculous, right? This is a big reason why so many guys struggle in the United States is because women flake. They have too many options. There's this delusional sense of perceived status that's higher than the man every single time, almost like a girl that's a 6 thinks that she's entitled to a guy that's like a 9.5 or a 10, top tier guy. Does that play in as much when you're foreign?
Yes and no. So it also depends on the city, right? So I have this thing called, so let me back up here. The golden rule of being a passport bro, the number one rule you do not disobey if you're a passport bro is you do not go to another country where dating wouldn't be any easier than it is in your home country. So I've never been to Paris, France, but I have a good friend that I made recently who's French, another westernized country. He says it's the same thing. The women all want a guy who's, 6'5" and, blue eyes. What's that song go? 6'5", trust fund, blue eyes. They all want a guy like that there. So yeah, it makes no sense to go to, or even like Sao Paulo, Brazil. I love Brazil. I had some pretty good success in Brazil. Actually, let me show some of my receipts. Not all these girls come from Sao Paulo. This is like an accumulation of many years of dating and kind of keeping girls in the folder. But as I just kind of go through these, a place like Sao Paulo, there's 65 billionaires in Sao Paulo. I couldn't even tell you how many. This is a girl from Sao Paulo, by the way, though. I couldn't even tell you. This is like mostly a mixture of Colombia and Brazil.
I think it's here right now.
I couldn't even tell you how many multimillionaires there are. Sorry, did you say something?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
We can see
okay.
it.
Yeah. So, and also you got a lot of competition, right? For example, if I was to go to the Philippines, I'm equivalent to 6'2", 6'3" over there. There's a bit of white worship. White people have a lot of advantage. It's what I would say is like game on quote unquote easy mode. Like the truly beautiful chicks are always still a challenge in any market, but it really depends on the city. And I see a lot of passport bros messing it up. And we'll talk about this more. I'm gonna coin this term. When you're going overseas a lot of the time, even if you're not, objectively like a hunky, attractive guy, like I'm certainly not, you can also be what I call niche hot or niche attractive. So if you go to a place like the typical thing is like black guy in the Nordic countries or
Sweden,
white
Germany.
guy in Southeast Asia.
Good.
Yeah. So it depends. It depends on the city a lot as well. But overall, things are much easier no matter where you go. But I prefer going to smaller towns. Like there's I won't say the name. I'll kind of gatekeep the city so it doesn't get too popular. There's a city. So Sao Paulo is difficult. Rio de Janeiro is difficult. There's a city that I won't say right now. I'll gatekeep this for a bit, but it is like in Pac-Man, how like the ghosts are all chasing you and you're weak and frail and you can't touch the ghosts. But then you get the power pellet and you like level up and it's like, oh shit, the script is flipped and now you're eating the ghosts and now the ghosts, chase or run away from you and now you got the power. Now the ball's in your court. That's what this city is. It's like your Pac-Man that ate the power pellet.
Let me ask you this, Casey, because you were mentioning, different things when you go foreign. So when you're in America, right? You're dealing with girls that are flaky, they're time wasters, they just want attention, they might not even meet up on a date, etc. They're trying to finesse. Would it be fair to say that when you're foreign, America, you're filtering out time wasters and flakers, and foreign, you're filtering out, working girls, so to speak, from regular chicks?
Yeah, I'd say that's fair to say. So we have a process which we can talk about. Actually, first I'll answer your question. Then if you want, I can talk about my general screening process to kind of, drop some sauce.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And to be clear, you don't want to be dealing with working girls, right? And you could kind of tell the audience, too, why that's a bad idea. But keep going, please.
Yeah, correct. And all the haters, all over my Instagram. It's Redbeard Rants 1, by the way, is my Instagram, and just Redbeard Rants is my YouTube. But all the haters, it's so outside of their reality to see a fairly normal, average-looking guy getting with all these girls. The reason is I have this amazing strategy, which we'll talk about later. I just have a really high-status social media profile that I put in front of a lot of women, but we'll talk about that later. Yes, there's a ton of working girls in Brazil, Colombia. There's also the harsh reality is, bro, any girl, like I said, that's a 7.5 or 8, she's monetizing her looks in some way. Overseas, it's a bit more direct monetization, like directly pay for play. But even with time, right? Like a girl could just open up the app, lazily, I'm going to swipe right once or twice. Okay, I got a bunch of high value guys. I'll lazily just give one word answers. He'll take me out. The guy's paying for the date. The guy's picking her up. And she saved a shitload of time by just using the app for about 10 seconds to get the match versus the guy's got, I mean, dude, Myron, we have you a full-time online dating virtual assistant. Even you, 6'3", muscular, defined physique, celebrity. Even you don't have the time to swipe for these hoes, right? It's a big time thing. So whether it's monetizing it directly, OnlyFans, actually being a prostitute, they're all monetizing their looks. But I would say, to answer your question, yes, it's definitely a bit more of a problem overseas to screen out the working girls, but it's not that hard, bro, especially in a place like Brazil. Colombia, you can get these like kind of transformers that'll go out on a date with you, and then later on they're like, my refrigerator broke.
Yeah,
you're like,
that's
okay.
what I didn't like about Medellin, bro. That like they were all working. I was like, what the fuck, man?
See, the issue is the major points that people go to, like Medellin, Sao Paulo, right? Everyone knows those spots. So girls are like,
They
you know
fucked
what?
it up, right?
They know that we're coming there for this type of like, action and results. So they're gonna be, you know what? Let's prepare for these guys in advance. And from experience, they're like, oh, Americans come here. I know what to do. I'm gonna sell them what they want.
Isn't it incredible how this passport bro movement has exploded within probably the last, I would say, 5 to 10 years?
Because back in the day, bro, nobody knew about Medellin. It was like a hidden gem that if you knew, you knew. And then it's like, oh, Medellin everywhere, passport bros. Now everyone's going to this, bro. It's not the same. It's like, it's weird now because everyone's prepared for what's happening.
Yeah, because dating has gotten so hard, and we have the internet, so guys are like, one guy puts out a video like, man, dating in America sucks. I'm going to go to Colombia, and everyone else is like, yeah, you're right. It does suck.
Yeah.
Wait, you're telling me there's a place I could go meet girls? And it's like a way to kind of, like Casey was saying before, you kind of increase your sexual market value by putting yourself in another geographic area, and you're more appreciated.
The problem is the guys that leave here to go there, guess what they're doing? They're imping because they know, oh, okay, just do this, and they can get the box.
They're paying, so they're fucking up for
And the
everybody
culture
else.
is all the way messed up because of that.
Yeah.
So, it sucks, bro.
Yeah, it gives a bad name,
you were
to
in
the guys
Medellin
who
for a
do it
while,
legitimately,
Casey.
like me.
You were in Medellin for a while, Casey. Can you tell us about like what made you leave and why you said, fuck it, I got to go somewhere else?
Oh Lord, this story. So let's make this one quick, give the short version. So
Sure.
Xenophobia, racism, whatever you want to call it. Colombia traditionally has been a very closed off country, especially the city of Medellin. They don't like even people from other cities, let alone gringos. And let's be real, they're very jealous. We're taller, we're better looking, we're more masculine, we're more intelligent, we make money in dollars. So yeah, it's very off-putting to see these, superior human beings just come into your city and, buy all the best property, take all the best girls. And then some gringo murdered this Colombiana that was like cheating on him, and she was humiliating him. She totally used and abused him.
Wow.
And listen, just because you cheat on your man and, use him doesn't mean you need to be murdered and, cut up. And I'm not justifying his actions, but then it created this huge gringo anti-wave, and they were just looking for the next target because I think he went to jail, maybe even committed suicide. I'm not sure, but they're like, who's the next target? They saw me throwing these amazing mansion parties. If you guys check my YouTube channel, I'll publish a video soon. And I've talked about this before. I used to throw these amazing 4-to-1, 5-to-1 kind of Dan Bilzerian style mansion parties, but they didn't like that. They didn't like seeing an average white guy, a balding ginger, taking all the hottest girls and kind of, running the whole fucking city, being the coolest kid in the city and doing all these parties. And 2 feminists attacked me. They said that I was a pimp. They said that it was all just a cover. Oh, there are parties. Sure, there are parties. He's just there to, pimp out the girls. There were rumors from everything. I was selling drugs there to that, even a few underage girls at one point attended my parties, etc. All lies, all fake news.
They thought that you were the white Diddy. That's what they thought. That you were the white
exactly.
Diddy.
Columbia Diddy.
But you're not.
I could verify that the parties are pretty lit. We threw one when we were there last in Colombia.
Yes.
So I can absolutely confirm that they were a good time.
Yeah. Good vibes.
And then all the idiots and haters that make the hit pieces online say he got ran out of Colombia. He got ran out. First of all, what does run out even mean? Like they chased me to the airport with like flaming torches and pitchforks, like in cartoons. What does it mean to be run out of a country? Second of all, when all the horrible cancellation that the mayor of Medellin was tweeting about me, I was covered in national news. I was the talk of the town. I stayed for like 9 months afterwards. I continued to use Instagram ads to throw parties and put it in people's faces. And I left when I was good and ready. And
Matter of fact, we were supposed to come the first time. Right before you went viral, we were supposed to come, if people remember.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to Colombia, and then this stuff happened. You're like, hey, man, maybe right now might not be the best time. There's a lot of heat on me. It was supposed to be May. Then we ended up, this is May of last year. We were supposed to go there. Then we waited a few months. Then we went back in October. So you stood there for like another 5 months, or longer than that. But we came 5 months later.
And Casey, to your point, we did a podcast with some girls in Colombia. Same mindset in Medellin. Isn't that crazy?
Slowly changing, yeah.
Holy smokes, bro.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah, and just very. I'm looking for a wifey, believe it or not. And people criticize me. Why are you running through all these girls on your Instagram? You post nothing but girls and Latina booty shake, booty shake and this and that. And it's like that's kind of how you meet your wifeys. You got to screen a lot of candidates. You got to go out with a lot of girls. That and then just very low IQ city. I don't need to go somewhere where I'm treated like a black guy in 1920s where everyone looks down upon you for being a gringo, where everyone assumes you're a sex trafficker, where all the top girls, like people go to Medellin and say, I don't know why this guy had a problem. I do well. Bro, you do well with low class Tusi whores. Tusi is like this pink drug. It's ketamine and Molly.
Oh yeah, we know.
You date webcam models. Yeah, like
that girl.
You're dating Tusi whores.
Car crash.
Yeah. So what now?
Now, there's a girl that came on the show, and then months later, she gets really drugged up on this drug called Tusi, this pink like cocaine type drug, and she crashes into two people and kills them.